Khan, adventure athlete, mountain biker and a snowboarder from Lower Deer. I've been promoting and doing action sports from last few years. And from early childhood, I was always a very ambitious kid. I used to be very active in extracurricular activities in my school. But I would notice difference for different rules for boys and girls. That my brother was allowed to do sports, he was allowed to do traveling and all, but I was asked to focus on my education, and then I only have the career option as a teacher or a researcher because my educational background is physics. But I always wanted to do sports. I used to see European athletes on TV channels, and who used to inspire me a lot. And there were a lot of raising questions: how do they do that? How can one pursue and start sports and become adventure athlete? So I think everything was buried inside. But after many years, when I got the opportunity during my university, I started taking small steps. And initially I used to hide everything from my family that I'm doing sports, and I've started hiking or cycling. Yeah. I don't know, like coming from the mountains, like genetically from the area I belong from Hindu Kush, Lower Deer. So it was always, I guess, in my blood to be on mountains, to around mountains. And when I got the opportunity, I just grabbed it because it made me feel very, very strong. And whatever it was, I wanted to feel more of that. So initially I never thought that I'll end up being an adventure athlete. I thought to take up few chances to go explore mountains and to enjoy my life the more and in the time when I can. But exploring mountains, challenging myself, and then seeing myself growing physically and mentally motivated me to take up this field as a permanent professional career. And I started researching on it, how searching for ways to earn out of it and sustain the sports by doing sports. And luckily, with time and with my hard work in all these years, I started receiving responses. I got approached by sponsors. I started getting projects, and going to the minimal temperature like -17, -18, above 4,500 meters. It is challenging, no doubt, but it grows me as a person, both physically and mentally. And when I see the life-death situation, when I see the risk, when I overcome all the challenges, accidents, and when I can come out of mountains, I feel myself to be more confident, to be a stronger person than before. Then the daily life challenges, it seems nothing to me. Like it really helps me in my personal life as well, which keeps me going, because I'm now blessed to earn and sustain from the things I love doing, and you really get that opportunity in the life. For mountain biking, when I started it, I couldn't see anyone, or I couldn't look up to anyone in Pakistan when I started it. The only inspiration which was there and which is still there are the mountains, are the strength, the dominance of nature. When I live on the mountains, when I do sports around it, I feel so much stronger, and I feel strengthened. I feel connected with myself and with the nature, and I feel peace inside me. And I can't express the feeling in words, but there are a lot of European athletes as well, who became unintentionally, or indirectly, they don't know about it, but I follow their journey. I learn a lot from them. So social media, I guess, the social media tools, digital tools helped me in learning. They helped me to be inspired more and to improve more and to raise or level up my game, because now I see the comparison, now I see the international standard, that what are the things I need to be a better athlete or as a better mountain biker. So when I talk about adventure sports, normally there are not more people who understand it, because so there are two types of sports: adventure sports and conventional sports. So even people don't talk about conventional sports, let alone adventure and the types of adventure sports. So I believe that I'm introducing and doing a very new sport, a Western sport maybe, or first world sports in a third world country, in a underdeveloped or developing country. So the very first step for any sports or any athlete to grow is the community around him or her who understand or accept it. So I guess we are in the stage where we need to create awareness, and so that people learn about it, they start accepting it, then the support will come. So there are very few individuals, very few private platforms who are making efforts on their own, who are making self-efforts to promote adventure sports and cycling and mountain biking. But we need everyone on board to develop sports industry, especially government officials, government department, sports board, and we need both private organizations, corporate sectors and government sectors to join hands, so that they can facilitate and strengthen athletes, and they support the need of an athlete so that they reach international platforms. For mountain biking, mountain bikers, or I rely on a very good bike. The bike which I have is Giant Stance. It's a full suspension bike, because on mountains you need to have a very good strong bike which absorbs shocks, which keeps your back, your body posture, your joints safe from sudden shocks and accidents. And then it has very good gear ratio, it has good brakes, disc brakes, and a very strong but lighter frame. And I get my bike according to my own height, because it's really important that the bike is not big, and you should be, the bike should be in the size which you can handle. So my bike size is small, and it's a full suspension mountain bike by Giant. Normally we don't find such brands in Pakistan, so we have to sponsor it from or import it from other countries. So by sports board, the facilities we normally are the sports complexes or facilities which exist only in big cities, maybe Rawalpindi, Lahore, Karachi, and they are working with the same group of athletes who they hired like years ago, and then they keep on practicing, they keep on training them, but still it's not accessible by a common youth, a common girl and boy, a common college student. So I guess government or sports boards need to collaborate with educational institutions, with colleges, with universities, so that they pick up the local talent from early age, they spot them, they hunt them, and they start training them. And very, very common thing which makes the athlete quit in Pakistan, or the countries, underdeveloped countries or developing countries, is that the athletes don't get monthly stipend or salaries or support to sustain their sports. So imagine an athlete doing a 9-to-5 job and then practicing only on weekends. How can he or she win the international championship, or even expect to have any international achievement? So the athletes sustain only if they are provided the monthly financial supports, the level of international trainings, coaching, nutrition, sports lawyers, sports psychologists, psychiatrists, sports doctors. Because internationally, when we see athletes, there exists an entirely a sports industry exists around an athlete internationally, which lacks in Pakistan. So the entire sports of a country cannot rely on athletes only. We need the entire industry standing besides an athlete to support him or her. So we need to work a lot in sports. Sports boards need to work a lot in sports. They need to improve. They need to acknowledge both conventional and adventure sports, both conventional and adventure athletes, the types which comes under conventional and adventure sports, and they need to make visible, tangible efforts so that athletes could produce results. So when I started adventure sports, especially mountain biking, and it's been like 2-3 years now, I've introduced and launched snowboarding in Pakistan too with few of my friends. So both snowboarding and mountain biking is a very physically demanding sports. They are very challenging. You need to be on mountains. You need to be in minus temperature, minus 10, minus 15 or minimum. You need to be on highest elevation. You are so open to landslidings, to unpredictable weather patterns, snowstorms. So it needs a lot of training, and I knew that I cannot find any coach or any sports club or any official facility for that, and I need to train myself. So I relied mostly on social media, on sports learning platforms, online courses, and also a lot of help from my international sports friends, athletes. And then I dedicated a good time of the day for my sports. Now I do gym for 2 to 3 hours every day. Most of that is strength training or core training to build my stamina, and then I hike on every alternate day 10 to 12 kilometers around Margala Hills, and then on weekend I twice minimum or try 2 or 3 times I do mountain biking, because I know I need to stay fit. I need to stay informed for any opportunity, any sports opportunity, event or championship, whichever comes up. I need to stay fit for that. And a lot of my focus is also on good diet, a lot of fruits, dry fruits, natural supplements, home food, and a lot of water to hydrate my muscles. And I always avoid any packed food or any processed or canned or frozen food. So that's how I train myself. Coming from a Pashtun family and then thinking about sports as a career wasn't an easy choice, because my community, my family, we had different norms and rules and values. So in all these years, I always tried to do sports while respecting my values and norms and culture, and also tried to represent that. I recently competed in a snowboarding championship wearing my cultural Pashtun dress with proud, which was appreciated a lot. And I take pride on my roots from where I come from, and the people, when they hear me coming from Lower Deer and doing sports and snowboarding and mountain biking, it brings a lot of respect, a lot of honor, connecting the dots, because it's I take it as an opportunity to remove the stains on the name of my community or country, or to improve or to show the soft side of my culture and community, that yes, I'm from Deer, I'm from a Pashtun family, I'm from Pakistan, but I'm doing sports, and this shows my strength. This shows the support that I have from my family, and this shows that yes, our women are strong enough to take up any challenge, to pursue any sports, and to do anything positive. Coming from a Pashtun family and then thinking about sports as a career wasn't an easy choice, because my community, my family, we had different norms and rules and values. So in all these years, I always tried to do sports while respecting my values and norms and culture, and also tried to represent that. I recently competed in a snowboarding championship wearing my cultural Pashtun dress with proud, which was appreciated a lot, and I take pride on my roots from where I come from, and people, when they hear me coming from Lower Deer and doing sports and snowboarding and mountain biking, it brings a lot of respect, a lot of honor, connecting the dots, because it's I take it as an opportunity to remove the stains on the name of my community or country, or to improve or to show the soft side of my culture and community, that yes, I'm from Deer, I'm from a Pashtun family, I'm from Pakistan, but I'm doing sports, and this shows my strength, this shows the support that I have from my family, and this shows that yes, our women are strong enough to take up any challenge, to pursue any sports, and to do anything positive. So when I became a part of Global Sports Mentoring Program, it was a sport training exchange program by ESPNW, which is the biggest sports platform. So I got the opportunity to learn and got mentored by top-notch sports officials, and when I came back to Pakistan, I launched my own sports initiative, sports club, which is called Samar Camp, under which I offer mountain biking training, snowboarding, outdoor hikes, outdoor sports, mountain sports. And so because my future goal is to bring and inspire more women in adventure sports, because country like Pakistan is very, very ideal for, and it can be the next big adventure sports destination. So when we have all the biggest mountains, all the biggest glaciers, and adventure destinations, why not to become the top adventure athletes from Pakistan? So yeah, my future goal is to make one such team, and also to represent Pakistan and to go on international platforms, either in mountain biking or snowboarding, and represent Pakistan as an adventure athlete internationally. So I'm trying to work on myself each and every day, but it's a very, very long journey, and I hope I'll be able to make my country proud, inshallah. My message to all the young aspiring athletes who want to become adventure athletes, who want to go on mountains, who want to take up sports, is that your journey will not be an easy journey. You will have a lot of challenges, you will have a lot of obstacles, but all these challenges and obstacles are important to make you what you want to be, to make you stronger, to make you better, to make you capable. So take up all these challenges with open arms, learn, research, improve as a person, as an athlete, and soon you'll be able to make your name, your identity, and you'll be able to represent your country with pride.